Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for tuning in on this Friday. And we have a very, very epic, amazing live stream. Please hit subscribe if it's your first time on this channel. And if you're used to the uploads, I'm going to start combining, doing more uploads, or, at least doing some uploads every day in addition to my live streams, just to kind of, give some variety. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in. This is going to be a really, really wonderful live stream. I'm going to get to a little later. I'm going to get to my RT crosstalk segment. No audio. Can you guys hear me? Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me okay? Hello. Hello, everyone. Let me know if you can hear okay, and if everything's okay with the internet connection is bizarre today. So, okay, awesome. Yes, awesome. I love it. 200 minutes in, it's going to be great. I mean, I have so many things to talk about. This live stream is almost like a therapy session where I could just kind of unwind and explain all the insanity that's going on. Really, it's just really, and it's all working towards Trump. Democrats, everything they do, every single thing they do helps Trump. It's really unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. And it's like they can't win. They can't win. Everything they do, from the Russian hacking myth to trying to call Trump a racist, it still doesn't work because Democrats do nothing for minority voters. And like the worst they can say, like the best rebuttal is there's record unemployment for Black and Latino voters and Americans. But it started under Obama. Well, then, if Trump is the epitome of racism, why is it continuing under Trump? One would think that he would reverse all these economic trends. And by the way, it started falling down maybe the last couple of years, or a year and a half of Obama's presidency. But it's like they can't possibly win. There's nothing there. So now you have the Clinton Foundation probe. And ladies and gentlemen, imagine what takes place when, not if, when Hillary Clinton is charged with a crime. You have a situation where I can pretty much tell you, like I already told you Clinton was going to lose to Trump. She lost to Trump. I'm not Nostradamus, but I have a pretty good pulse of what's going on. I stated that on May 30th, and we can get to this is on my Twitter feed. If you're on Twitter, go ahead and thank you. So anyway, I was locked out of Twitter today, by the way, and I had to go ahead and take the necessary steps, DNA sample, whole bunch of things to get back into Twitter. But I was like, man, how am I going to communicate with everyone? And because I have like about 1,600 people on Gab, and I have about 3,000 people on BitChute. And Styx was really great yesterday, and he said, he wrote a tweet, I'm not going to rest until HA has, and a couple others have 10,000 on BitChute, which would be great. But Brandon, thank you very much on Twitter for that kind message. So on my Twitter page, or if you're on Gab, so I'm going to ask everyone before we really, 400 people here, 4 minutes, not bad. If I am on Minds, so it's H.A. Goodman on Minds and H.A. Goodman on Gab. And so if you're on Minds and Gab, please go ahead. Yes, he is. Marin Garcia, yes. Styx is a free speech advocate. Marin Garcia, yes. He is a free speech advocate. And by the way, like I'm upset that people were being banned, like Jones and everybody. I'm upset. And I've stated that. My only thing was some people misunderstood me. I'm saying if you know what you're up against, play the long game. That's all. And I already spent a whole bunch of time on that. But Marin Garcia, that's like why, I don't use profanity and I abide by YouTube guidelines. I really enjoy these live streams. They get me, if I would be at 130,000 subs right now if I just went ahead and did the uploads. But I enjoy the communication. The super chat obviously gives me every incentive to keep rocking the live streams. So Marin Garcia, thank you. Cold Warrior, Q turned me on to his younger blood today. H, Cold Warrior. There's only H. No relation or in any way, shape, or form to Q. But thank you so much, Cold Warrior, for always watching this channel. Thank you. But Marin Garcia, yes. Let's just go ahead. So we'll start 6 minutes in. Really important that you follow me, please, on Gab and on Minds and on BitChute. Horace, been chosen for some HA. Good to see you, brother. Shabbat Shalom. Horace, thank you so very, very much. And Horace was very kind. Shabbat Shalom means like a good Sabbath, which is the Jewish Sabbath is Friday and Saturday, and the Christian Sabbath, Friday night and Saturday night, and the Christian Sabbath is, I believe, Sunday, of course. And let me just, so thank you so much, so very much, Horace. Thank you so very, very much. And I just want to make sure, obviously, I know the Christian Sabbath is on Sunday. I want to make sure. But anyway, thank you so very much, Horace. And Dim Sung, my hair grows fast, and I have to go ahead and about a week, every week and a half, get a, shave my cranium. But we all know about, so number one, we know about the plane that was an absolute coincidence. The mystery plane from the DOJ that just landed in Little Rock, Arkansas. Which is just so funny because, like, well, I'll read you. So let's go ahead. We know that there's an ongoing Clinton Foundation probe right now. Again, let me reiterate. There's an ongoing O.J. Clinton, the best in America in one name, grow the fro. I don't have Jufro. It just basically, like, would be long. O.J. Clinton, thank you. So Horace, thank you so very much. Chaz1422, ban CNN and MSNBC for purveying the Russian collusion conspiracy theories that are damaging reputations of good people, causing wasteful lawfare and dividing our nation. Absolutely. So Horace and Chaz1422, absolutely. I agree 100% with you. And that's, but that's the only thing they have. That is just literally the only thing they have. Marin Garcia, CNN taking credit for Alex Jones' ban, similar to ISIS taking credit for attacks. I don't know if anyone is taking credit for that. I don't know if anyone is taking credit for that. Who would be taking credit for that? That would be a lawsuit right there. I don't know who is taking credit for that. I think that what's taking place, the hilarious part is that it happened and then they lost Ohio. So the Arkansas flu. So it happened. Then they, but here we go. So DOJ plane. So a DOJ plane. And meanwhile, if you really wanted to get all the evidence, you'd need like Trump's Space Force. But this is True Pundit. I'll read a Big League Politics article. And it's really, really important to remember that there's a Hill article. There's a Hill article that talks about in January, Clinton Foundation probe. I have been saying this, ladies and gentlemen, since actually 2017. But I have been saying this especially since January, because there was the existence confirmed of a probe in January. Now, there are over 30,000 employees at the FBI. A lot of people doing a lot of things. Sessions could very well be the most ingenious political strategist on the planet. There's probably a reason we never hear from him. And the reason could very well be that the FBI is right now. So the Hill, the Daily Beast, all of them talked about a DOJ email probe and an FBI Clinton Foundation probe. I have in the description the Hill article that talks about in January a Clinton Foundation probe. So I'm not talking out of my behind. Okay, I'm not talking out of my behind. All right, I'm talking out of the Hill. The Hill. And, Chaz1422, I agree 100% with you. Toggle of Bilgun, latest CNN fake news, a Trump voter focus group that had a well-known socialist anti-Trumper. They presented the voice of disaffected Trump voters. I knew, so Toggle of Bilgun, real quick, I knew before I get to the plane, again, we're going to talk about that, but I knew that Trump voters were happy with Trump all throughout 2017 because I had a lot of Trump voters who watched this channel. So Toggle of Bilgun, thank you so very, very much. And you're right. It's complete. It's absolutely futile to say that oh, well, Trump voters are going to, who are they going to pick? Nancy Pelosi? Nancy Pelosi. I call her the Katharine Hepburn of politics. Scott Bigler, first donation to H8 2020 campaign against Schiff. Head Adam Schiff. H8's platform, rule of law. Schiff is always lying and deception. Talk about a debate. Thank you so much, Scott Bigler. Thank you. Thank you so very much. There are other congressmen that I would probably have to go up against, but who knows? Decades from now, who knows? Maybe a decade from now. Scott Bigler, thank you so very, very much. Thank you so very, very, very much. Scott Bigler, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I probably have to move to a different area if I really wanted to, because I'm far too, even though I'm not really conservative, I'm far too conservative for people in the part of Los Angeles I live. But thank you, Scott Bigler. Tamara Friedman. Clinton Foundation was under criminal, yes, exactly, under criminal investigation under Obama. I think Obama is just as guilty. He is guilty for a lot of things. The payment was in the deal. Hashtag ban Netflix. Yes. No, I agree with you. Well, I mean, President Obama allowed pretty much all of this to take place and basically did what Trump is doing now, but in reverse, and Trump has the evidence on his side. What Obama did was hide evidence regarding the Clinton Foundation, and, well, at least his FBI decided not to pursue evidence, mainly because people see the way President Obama did things is he didn't. When people say, "Well, there's no evidence that he told people," he didn't need to tell anyone. He didn't need to tell anyone. All you needed to do is just simply say, "Look, you know what? Boom. This is what I want." Or this is the mentality. This is what we're going to do as an administration, as an FBI. James Comey, you know what to do. I don't have to tell you anything. Then he has Andrew McCabe and Peter Strzok. Clapper, Brennan. You know what to do. I don't have to tell you anything. If everyone is like-minded, you don't need to micromanage. Obama is very smart. He didn't micromanage anything. The whole thing with Obama was macro. Forgive me for being out of touch a bit, but what's the story with the DOJ plane in Arkansas? Please don't let me. No, Horace, you're amazing. You're awesome. Thank you. No, so basically, I'm going to read you right now. 600 people in. To the 600 people watching, follow me on Gab. Follow me on Minds. Follow me on BitChute. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on where else? I need to get Instagram. because I couldn't get into my Twitter today. So I was like, okay, great. Well, follow me on Facebook. I don't know. Facebook, it's like, that's weird. I'm never really on Facebook except to just share my stuff. But DOJ sends Boeing 757 to Little Rock. Federal agents load boxes of documents. So this is huge. And I spoke about this yesterday. But why is the DOJ sending a pretty large plane, one of the largest passenger jets or planes, a Boeing 757? A local radio station in Little Rock, Arkansas reported a Boeing 757-223 with a tail number, had been spotted with Department of Justice employees loading boxes of documents onto the plane on Wednesday. Can you say John Huber? All 600 plus people say John Huber. Say John Huber right now. So John Huber from Utah is basically the walking special counsel. All he has to do is, he's not really a special counsel, but all he has to do is go to DC and impanel a grand jury there. It's all going down. Hillary Clinton will get indicted. Pick a crime, any crime. There are RICO laws with the Clinton Foundation. There's campaign finance laws. There's Espionage Act laws. I wrote about Clinton Foundation and campaign finance laws, and I've written endlessly about the Clinton campaign and campaign finance laws, and I've written endlessly about the Clinton Foundation. So people have been asking that our story yesterday about federal agents loading boxes in a Boeing 757 at Little Rock Airport, said Doc Washburn of News Radio 10.9, News Radio 102.9 KARN. They want to know how we know the boxes contain documents from the Clinton Foundation. We don't, but we can't think of anything else it would have been. See, when you have a dossier, check this out. They also want to know how we know it was owned by the U.S. Department of Justice. Here's the proof. So the aircraft is registered. You can go to the Boeing, you can go to the aircraft registration site. And they have this information. And this is absolutely awesome. 700 people watching. Ladies and gentlemen, follow me on Gab. Follow me on Minds. Just type in H.A. Goodman Gab, H.A. Goodman on Minds if you're on Minds. Follow me on YouTube, obviously. Hit subscribe on YouTube. Follow me on BitChute. Follow me in every platform, because the thing is, and make sure you get notifications for this channel, because the thing is, today I was like, Veteran Anarchy. Thank you, Veteran Anarchy. Thank you, Veteran Anarchy. Because today I was like, oh, I can't get into my Twitter. And do you want to know, can I tell you something honestly, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you honestly. There was a time, maybe like a year ago, if I couldn't get on Twitter, I didn't have 100,000 followers. If I couldn't get on Twitter, I would be like really scared, frightened. Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? You know, how am I going to? I have 30,000 followers on Twitter. They've capped me at 30,000, not even 28.9. It's a cap, okay? It's a shadow ban cap. So now you've heard of shadow ban before. Now you're going to hear of the shadow ban cap. It's the H.A. Goodman shadow ban cap. I will not get more. Maybe it's the constant attrition of people who are like, you're a Trump voter, to now Trump voters. It's just like war of, but basically, no, I mean, and yeah, I think that something crazy took place, because there's a lot of craziness going on, and something crazy took place with my account. So I'm at H.A. Goodman author. Marin Garcia, Alex Mark Dice, if banned, should form own platform. Yeah, they should. Can they control ISP? I don't think they can, but I think that BitChute is now growing in popularity. I think that here's my take on this. I think YouTube will be the top platform for a long time. But see, that's like saying, I think that BitChute can be very big. I think that Twitch, one reason I'm proud of these live streams, we have 740. We're gonna hit 1,000. So in terms of live streams, the only thing that YouTube is not number one in, I think Twitch is number one in live streams. By the way, Eric H526 has a Twitch live stream for his, and he has a YouTube live stream for his gaming. Eric H526 is the moderator of this channel. He is, a hardcore, like, great gamer. So subscribe to his, Eric, if you want to give people a link to your YouTube gaming live stream, go ahead and do so, Eric, please. But if you're into gaming, Eric H526, and you're talking to a guy, do you understand? My version of a really fun time playing a video game is going to my buddy's house, and I haven't done this in a while, but playing Madden 02. That's how old school I am. And the graphics are fantastic to me. So wait, where's Twitch on this? Interesting. I thought Twitch was one of the top. Besides Twitch, top. So Twitch is one of the top games. So Horus, InfoWars banning Q antitrust cases. But the only thing, Horace, the only thing with that is, like I said, and people are going to misinterpret everything I say, but don't go down the rabbit's hole of topics. If you're it doesn't matter if you're InfoWars or if you're anyone. If you know your political opponents want you to talk about certain topics that are like nuts simply to hurt you, don't do it. Don't feed the beast. Don't feed the beast. So Twitch is up there. YouTube is up there. But the thing is, live streams on YouTube, like, for example, there's 10 million people right now, or sorry, 10,000, what am I saying? 10,000 people on TYT at this moment. There will be 1,000 people on my, but they're more than 10 times as big as this channel. They're 4 million subs. I have 116,000, and I already have 1,000. Pound for pound, I'm pretty good. And it's because of you. So Twitch and YouTube gaming. So Twitch is number one. YouTube gaming is number two. Then Facebook Live. But see, I don't see. Then there's a cut. Have you guys heard of Huya? Huya.com. What is Huya.com? So, oh Lord, I'm not even. I am the whole stream almost left, so I'm not even gonna mess with this. I'm just happy I'm still on. Am I still on? Exactly. How many subs per pound? All right, so Jerry Sinke, hey HA, your gut feeling on Trump releasing unredacted FISA reports by end of the month, or at least before midterms? Yeah, he will definitely do so before midterms. And Jerry, I think it's game over. And once he does that, I think that, hold on. Lord, like, this is borderline. I guess I'll let it slide. So once he does that, it's game over, because then you have a situation where there is no more hiding behind sources and methods and all that. Thank you, Jerry, by the way, for your contribution to this channel always. But then you have a situation where there's just no more hiding behind classified data. It's all out. Mag Air, thank you. Evening, Mr. Good News. Keep up the good work. What do you think of Corsi Nation? I don't really know very much about Jerome Corsi. I don't know. Like, I never really watch. He probably doesn't really watch me. By the way, nobody wants the 82nd Airborne dropping in. It kills and busts. Thank you, Mag Air. Thank you, Mag Air. I'm not 100%, and this with all due respect to Mr. Corsi. Socialist Jerry Montanez planted as Trump voter on fake CNN focus group. Yeah, I mean, Chaz 1422, at this point right now, you have what? I believe you have Home and Garden has better ratings than CNN, the Home and Garden Network. So, but DOJ sends Boeing 757 to Little Rock. There is, and now I talked a lot about Cody Hilland. Cody Hilland is the federal prosecutor that was sworn in by Sessions, and just the new federal prosecutor after President Obama left. Trump, at the beginning of the year, I think about 16 or 17 new federal prosecutors were sworn in. So yesterday, the Justice Department had a Boeing 750. This is John Basham. Yesterday, the Justice Department had a Boeing 757, 223 tail number, and then boom, they gave the tail number. In Little Rock, Arkansas, a local radio station reported DOJ employees were loading boxes of documents into the plane. Important to know, Clinton Foundation located their thoughts. So, and I've been saying for a long time, I don't want to bring up, H predicted, H this, H that. But you have what the media is feeding everyone, and then you have what we're talking about. When Hillary Clinton does get indicted because she has broken specific laws deliberately, intentionally, and even if she's too stupid to intentionally do anything, U.S. Code 793F. U.S. Code 793F. And I just want to, I have 800 people here. And I just want, ladies and gentlemen, if you go ahead and here's my Twitter link. But more importantly, hold on, the Gab link. I'll put the Gab link within the Twitter link. So go ahead. I'll give you my Twitter link right now. We have 800 people here. And the one tweet that I'm going to give everyone is me on RT. We're going to play, I finally found the clip of me predicting what's going to happen in the midterms. And so H.A. Goodman on Gab, go ahead and follow me, please, to all 800 people, 826 people. So Jerry Sinke, I do believe that he's going to go ahead. I do believe he's going to go ahead and do exactly what Devin Nunes and everybody else wants him to do. But here you go. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is the link. So, Horus, when configured as a cargo carrier, a Boeing 757 has a payload capacity of 59,998 pounds. That's about 1/10 probably 1/20th of all the evidence that they have against. Get her done. That's a whole lot of ducks. Get her done. Get her done. Above and beyond fuel crew. Get her done. You don't have to have Twitter. You can actually, you don't even need Twitter, but you can just go ahead and click on the link. There's the Twitter link right there. And if you click on that link, you will see my, so you don't need a Twitter link. And if you have Gab, my Gab profile or my Gab site is on there too. Follow me on Gab. Follow me on Twitter. Definitely follow me on YouTube, because today I was like, okay, well, you know what? How am I going to reach people if I don't have the Twitter? I have Gab, but I only have like 1,600 people there. I have 30,000, close to 30,000 people on Twitter. I could reach people on Facebook. I have Minds. I only have like 600 people on Minds. But the thing is, like, I don't grow, like, I don't talk. I have 3,000 people on BitChute. But so, like, all of these things are nascent, but, you know, it is important. So, Cherry Sinky, thank you. Horace, yeah, I mean, Horace, thank you so much as always for, you know, here's the thing. Just listen to H. H predicts. Listen to H. 19 minutes in. There's 19 minutes into this. And you have 19 minutes in. And of course, this. Okay, so hold on one second. 19 minutes in, I'm pretty clear. This is May 30th, ladies and gentlemen. 845 people watching right now. I was on RT. Here's the link again. Here's the actual link to the YouTube. So I'll just give you the YouTube link right now. Here's the YouTube link. Okay. You have my Twitter. So thank you, Eric H526. That's my Minds. So for the 849 people, I want everyone to just, this is May 30th. So I'm calling this before it happens, like what, 5-6 months before it happens, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, November. So 6 months before, around 6 months before it happens, 1951. So 19 minutes and 51 seconds in, I'm wearing the tie. I'm trying to look presentable, not my usual schleppy self. And so this is me 19 minutes and 51 seconds in. So hear me out. You can go ahead and here's the actual link. Here's the actual link. I got the tie going. I got the fresh haircut. And so I'll put it at 1942, but here. Then we have nonstop whining, continual and never-ending whining from Clinton and the Democratic Party. They're going to lose in the midterms. What? Or they had like what, a 13 or 14 point lead in the generic polls for both the House and the Senate. They'll lose the Senate, or the GOP will keep control of the Senate and keep control of the House, and they're going to limp into 2020. Trump, unless there's something, God forbid, that's just unforeseen, Trump will easily defeat Democrats in 2020 because Democrats don't stand for anything. They think that people care. They're going to lose in the midterms. So I state categorically, Harvey Reid can only stay a few minutes. I want to know about that 757. Keep up the good work, Harvey Reid. Thank you, Harvey. Well, here's the deal really quickly. So out of nowhere yesterday, a radio station in Little Rock, Arkansas said, hey, wait a second. There's the 757 that showed up in Little Rock. It's from the federal government. Let's go ahead and look at the registration. Oh, it's from the Department of Justice. What is the Department of Justice doing with a 757 in Little Rock? And then they see employees, federal employees, putting documents into this giant plane. Okay. There happens to also be an FBI FBI Clinton Foundation probe. There's also an IRS probe in Dallas. But there was a Clinton Foundation probe in numerous cities, especially in Little Rock. So Harvey Reid, it's not, obviously, am I saying this absolutely, positively, without a shadow of a doubt, is the FBI and the Clinton Foundation? No. But the correlations are a lot closer than the Steele dossier with Trump getting urinated on or whatever. That's complete and utter fake nonsense. Here we have from The Hill, the Daily Beast, all these reputable sources that have stated that the FBI has a Clinton Foundation probe in January, and the DOJ has an email probe. So the FBI is not necessarily doing the email probe, but the thing is, you can't do a Clinton Foundation probe without going back and looking at the email. So it's all intertwined. So Harvey, thank you so very much. So the issue here is that it's game over. 892 people. Harvey, you, me, Horace, everyone. Tamara Friedman, Eric H526, Space Ghost, Elizabeth Luker, everybody here, all my super chat, all my, everyone who watches this channel. We got Ame, we got every single person. S. Marie B, thank you. We are all going to be ahead of the curve. S. Marie B, thank you so very, very much. We're all going to be ahead of the curve. So S. Marie B, thank you. Tamara Friedman just lit Sabbath candles for everyone. Love and peace. Or is it peace and love to you, HA? Everyone, Ringo, thank you so very much. Shabbat Shalom, Tamara Friedman. Thank you so much. Very beautiful. Thank you so very much, Tamara. Thank you so very much, S. Marie B. Harvey, thank you for just stopping by. Thank you so very much. So, I mean, you got 900 people here, and I don't want to, toot my own horn, and I don't want to go ahead but when I was on, so S. Marie B, thank you so very much. So when I was on, and RT actually called me again, the producer, I couldn't make it. It was like the other week. But they'll call me back, and RT is fantastic. I've been on MSNBC. I've been on CNN. But RT is fun, and I'm really, really big fan of Peter Lavelle. Love the producers there at RT. And the thing with RT also, that the Democrats so lame, like all the Democratic strategists go on there as well, which is hilarious. Like I've been on RT segments with Democratic strategists. So it's like, it's a Russian network. It's like, yeah, but like a lot of Democratic influential Democrats go on there. It's kind of funny. I don't get the whole paranoia. I don't get it at all. It's kind of lame. But here I am, 19 minutes and 51 seconds. So to my MAG Air. That's right. Okay, there you go. Exactly. So but I just want to go ahead. So I'm 900 people here. Okay, here's the link to the to my appearance on RT Crosstalk several months back. And so this is what I say. From Clinton and the Democratic Party, they're going to lose in the midterms. They had like a 13 or 14 point lead in the generic polls for both the House and the Senate. They'll lose the Senate, or the GOP will keep control of the Senate and keep control of the House. The GOP will keep control of the Senate, keep control of the House. I state this on May 30th in Crosstalk. The segment was Spygate. And people are like, Democrats look really good. No, they don't. I was actually stating it months prior to that in May. They look horrible. The Democratic Party is going to get shellacked, just crushed. And yesterday I did a segment, and I respect Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. People are like, why? I'm unsubbing. Why? I disagree with her on a lot. Perhaps most things now. Perhaps most things I do. But I want her to represent somebody. Debate Ben Shapiro. Somebody debate Candace Owens. Go ahead and do so. So S. Marie B, thank you so very, very much. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And Harvey Reid, thank you so very much. And it's like, I just think like, why not debate? Why not go ahead? Ben Shapiro has millions, and he's on Fox all the time, but he basically had millions and millions of people watching him on the internet every day, or every week at least. Candace Owens is like a rising star. She has millions of people listening to her. Ocasio-Cortez could reach millions and millions of people who don't, agree with her value system. If Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez or Bernie Sanders or anyone on the left is saying this is a moral issue, this is the biggest moral issue of our time, this will save lives, then isn't it worth saving one life to get in the debate stage with Candace Owens or Ben Shapiro or anyone on Fox? Prawn D, thank you so very much. And I appreciate payday, my favorite holiday. Thank you, Prawn D. Thank you. Thank you, Prawn D. And I'm just very honored that, you support this channel, especially on payday. Thank you so very, very, very much. Thank you. Thank you. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, so thank you, Prawn D, and thank you, Harvey Reid. And my whole thing is I want debate. Because what's going to take place when Hillary gets charged, so S. Marie B, thank you so very, very, very much. And Tamara Friedman, thank you so very much. What's going to take place is when Hillary gets charged, and it can either be the Clinton Foundation, it could be, because the thing is, Clinton Foundation donors also fund Debbie Wasserman Schultz and other, I explained that in Butter Top Secret Emails, Butter Deleted Emails. Oh my God, should I? I'm not even, every time I see this message, it's like, why? Anyway, the Clinton Foundation issue is one where you have, here are just scandals that come to mind: weapons deals, Haiti, Uranium One, $156 million given to 85 donors. This is an interesting one. Now, I'm going to go ahead. We have 893, 900 people here. I'm going to read a very interesting Vox article. So this is exactly why Clinton will get indicted. Vox, the AP's big expose on Hillary meeting with Clinton Foundation. And I say this with all due respect. This is a great journalist and very, very, very respected journalist who wrote this. Very extremely respected journalist. Let's go ahead and just read this. And I want to go ahead and explain exactly why she will get. The actual article, in a roundabout way, admits a whole lot of things. So Vox, here's an example of why the DOJ needs a 757 to obtain all the evidence, okay? The AP, here's some background on the Vox article. So I read Vox, okay? I list Vox sources. So, for example, here, I'll give this to everyone here, Vox. I'm going to read you this, but this is an example of why she's going to get charged. It's not even like, so the AP, the Associated Press, came out during the election and said, look, 85 donors gave $156 million, and she met all of the donors. Okay, again, very simple. Very simple. Okay? It's not complicated at all. It's very, very, very simple. If 85 donors gave the Trump Foundation or any Trump, whatever, any business, Trump, whatever, $156 million, and he met with each of these people while he was president, it would be game, set, match. It would be, who knows what Rachel Maddow would say? Who knows? Obviously, they would say he was implicated in something horrible. This is just Haiti, weapons deals, UBS, Boeing. This is a litany, part of a litany. Okay, it's part of a litany, part of a long string of money flowing into the Clinton Foundation, a beneficial outcome taking place. Okay. So Prawn D, thank you. So this is the issue. This is very important. I'm going to read a Vox article, which is what I do. I read from Vox or CNN, Washington Post, and then I explain the reality situation. So Tuesday afternoon, Stephen Braun and Eileen Sullivan of the Associated Press released the results of a review of State Department appointment data that they used to make some striking claims about Hillary Clinton's schedule as Secretary of State. Not really striking claims. It was just basic logic. So it's just basic logic. It's not really striking claims. Well, very likely, if you wanted to just be like, you wanted to look at it in the most benign manner, very likely the money influenced. So 20 of the donors, I think, gave over $1 million. Okay, so you have astronomical sums of money, and she's beating the people. So what Sessions was talking about on CNN during the election, he was saying, well, look, forget about Clinton actually doing things, which she did with UBS and a whole bunch, while in office because of money. Let's just say the access is the key. So you have people giving money for access. According to their report, Clinton spent a remarkably large share of her time as America's chief diplomat talking to people who had donated money to the Clinton Foundation, with all due respect to the author of the Vox article. That is not the premise. That's not the actual argument. The argument was that there are questions associated with the flow of cash into the foundation and the fact that she met with these people. Would she have met with these people had it not been for the money? This is a very important question to ask, since there's a litany, there's a pattern of behavior. And if you want to just be extremely fair, very likely criminal. Okay, weapons deals already. That's International Business Times broke that story. The Associated Press broke this story. So this is not like a right-wing contrived thing. The New York Times wrote cash flowed to the Clinton Foundation amid Russian uranium deal. That's the New York Times. I listed three publications. Three publications: the New York Times, the Associated Press, and the International Business Times. So that's three publications. So according to the reporting, Clinton spent a remarkable share of her time as America's chief diplomat talking to people who had donated money to the Clinton Foundation. No, that wasn't really the issue. The issue was she met with these people and they gave an extraordinary, astronomical sum of money. She went out of her way to help these Clinton Foundation donors. And her decisions to do so raises important concerns about the ethics of her conduct as secretary and potentially as president. Well, it's not just ethics, it's also illegal. It's also illegal. You're talking about when they talk about the emoluments clause. Oh my God, the emoluments. Oh yeah. Trump and his businesses. No, this is the Clinton Foundation receiving hundreds of millions of dollars. In this case, 156 million. It's a striking piece of reporting that made immediate waves in my social media feed as political journalists of all stripes retweeted the story's headline conclusions. The conclusion was primarily that just what it was. She met with people who gave an astronomical amount of money. That is not up for debate. See, this is the problem. The issue, Vox will go ahead and look at everything in the most rose-colored glasses. If the tables were turned and Trump met with 85 donors, they gave $156 million, each one of those donors would be scrutinized. It wouldn't be like, well, he met with hundreds of people. 85 people was a small amount of people. You see what I'm trying to get at? So the Vox article is eventually going to end up saying she met with a whole lot of people. The 85 people are just a small amount. And oh, by the way, she hooked up a person. It wasn't that big of a deal. He was, he won a Nobel Peace Prize or a Nobel Prize or whatever. But here, except it turns out not to be true. What isn't true? It is an absolute fact that she met with 85 donors who gave $156 million. That is not up for debate. So then, of course, the nut fact. So whatever that means, the nut fact that the AP uses to lead its coverage is wrong. What would be the nut fact? First of all, the whole point of it is that like I said, 85 people gave $156 million. That's the whole point. That's the whole point, ladies and gentlemen. That's the whole point. Okay? That's the whole point. Nico House is here. Hello, Nico. Everyone subscribe to Nico House. He is awesome. He is awesome. Nico, I am honored that you are on this live stream. Thank you so very much. Everyone subscribe to Nico House. Thank you for being on this live stream. I appreciate it. So here's the issue. So this is where the author, the Vox author, and he's a very brilliant journalist. I have the utmost respect for him. Vox is very, very well-known and respected publication, except it turns out not to be true. The nut fact, and who knows what the nut fact means? Okay, there's different ways you can actually define that. We don't even want to go there. The nut fact that the FBI, that the AP uses to lead its coverage is wrong. And Braun and Sullivan's reporting reveals absolutely no unethical conduct. But it is unethical to meet with 85 donors who give $156 million into a foundation without disclosing, at least to the American public, who these people are. That in and of itself is unethical. Even if you're talking about, like, you know, people who just, you know, Amnesty International workers, or, you know, clergy, or, you know, people that you wouldn't ever try to link to criminal behavior. The fact that $156 million flows into an organization known to take money from everybody, to take funds from people with such a wide range of interests, from Uranium One officials to Saudi princes to even Donald Trump, to everyone. I mean, people who want to go ahead and want weapons deals, countries. So there's a pattern, and $156 million goes into a foundation, and okay, so we have no idea who these people are, and not all of them, at least. In fact, they found so little unethical conduct that an enormous amount of space is taken up by detailed recounting of the time Clinton tried to help a former Nobel Peace Prize winner, who's also the recipient of a Congressional Gold Medal and Presidential Medal of Freedom. But so what? Does that mean that because he gave money and because she helped him, that's ethical? So, because he won the Nobel Peace Prize and then he gave money and she helped him, that means it's ethical? Does that mean that actually shows that she gave somebody something, some beneficial outcome for the money? Or at least the money is linked to the beneficial outcome. The fact that this person is a Nobel Peace Prize winner, I don't believe is that big of an issue. Because if you can point to another example, which there are other examples of people or countries receiving weapons deals, for example, you're not talking about Nobel Prize winners. You're talking about the same pattern of behavior. What Vox does and other people do is they look at every single scandal from this antiseptic, like this lab, where it's like taken out of context of all the other ongoing issues, UBS, Boeing, Clinton, you know, weapons deals, Haiti, and it's looked at as if none of those other things exist. You have to look at the actual list of continual money flowing in and beneficial. Here's the bottom line. So here's the bottom line according to Vox. Not the bottom line according to me or you. Serving as second, certainly not the bottom line according to Jeff Sessions, because he's now the Attorney General. He was on CNN during the election talking about the fact that the issue of access is the key. Access, not even necessarily doing favors, which she already did. We know that there was a Wall Street Journal and Atlantic story regarding UBS and the IRS. And there's a Dallas IRS probe right now at the Clinton Foundation. But here's the bottom line, according to Vox. Serving as Secretary of State while your husband raises millions of dollars for a charitable foundation that is also a vehicle for your family's political ambitions really does create a lot of space for potential conflicts of interest. So what Vox does a lot, and what like PolitiFact is, they acknowledge the smoke, but then they put out the fire. Here's the smoke, everyone, but there's really not a fire. We're putting it out right now. Journalists have rightly scrutinized the situation closely. However, many times they take a run at it, they don't come up with anything more scandalous than the revelation that maybe billionaire philanthropists have an easier time getting the State Department to look into their visa problems than any ordinary person would. That ignores the David Sirota and Andrew Perez article in the International Business Times. That ignores the about weapons deals. That ignores the Atlantic and Wall Street Journal article about UBS getting hooked up by Clinton because of with their IRS issues. So I just named you. That ignores the New York Times article that said cash flow to Clinton Foundation amid the Russian uranium deal. So obviously that statement is somewhat is full of hyperbole. Well, nothing more than a visa? No. A Chicago commodities trader was put on a nuclear advisory report. Anthony Andrea. What did Madame Elephant? Anthony Andrea. Well, we're basically talking about the Clinton Foundation ongoing probe. And oh, by the way, they sent a gigantic plane. I think the Space Force fleet is next to go to just track down into Little Rock, Arkansas. And what happened is the DOJ plane, they were basically loading a whole bunch of documents, and a radio station in Little Rock basically said, "Hey, you know what? There's a DOJ plane here, and there's federal employees loading documents. What's going on?" NorCal Daddy, H.A. Comfy, previews are over. Showtime. God bless. God bless you, NorCal Daddy. Thank you so much. NorCal Daddy, thank you. Thank you. So I just got to read this Vox article. So with all due respect. So a case study in Clinton rules reporting. See, no, it's not. It's not a case study in Clinton rules reporting. It's actually a case study in something taking place before everyone's eyes, and yet nobody having the courage to say, hey, wait a second. When you look at all of this in its entirety, with the 30,000 deleted emails, with the fact that she had a server outside the United States government, with both personal yoga emails and top secret and special intelligence, this all points to a massive, massive attempt at deliberately keeping her Clinton Foundation activities separate from the United States government, but also intertwined with top secret intelligence to ensure that it would be very, very difficult, especially with Comey and Strzok and Page and all of them covering for her, very difficult to say, well, she did this on purpose because if there's like, if, you know, you're in a city and you're like, well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to have the Piranha Olympics, and we're going to have people swim in swimming pools with a whole bunch of hungry piranha floating around in the swimming pool. And when they get eaten up, they say, oh my God, this has never happened before. This is a precedent. There's never been the Piranha Olympics. I guess there's no precedent. There's no preceding law. There's no law that says you can't swim with hungry piranha in a swimming pool. So therefore, you didn't really intentionally do it, and it's no problem. Anyway, so a case study. More than a year ago, John Allen wrote for Vox about the special Clinton rules that have governed much reporting on Bill and Hillary over the past 25 years. On the list are the notions that even the most ridiculous charges are worthy of massive investigations. There's actually a Jerry Brown debate with Bill Clinton, I think in 1992, where Jerry Brown, governor of California, Jerry Brown, says, Hillary, your wife, was funneling money from the law firm to your campaign. What was it exactly? I can go ahead and so this goes This goes beyond, I forgot exactly the phrase, what was going on, what he said, Jerry Brown, but this goes, it's not just the Clinton rules. Jerry Brown attacked Bill Clinton on one of their many scandals, which was Whitewater. No, the Rose Law Firm. But yeah, that was linked to Whitewater. On the list are notions that even the most, and that the Clintons' bad faith will always be presumed, that actions would normally be deemed banal are newsworthy simply because, but that's not true. Actions that actually if anyone else put top secret intelligence on a server, that wouldn't have happened. So then half of those who met Clinton as cabinet secretary gave money to the Clinton Foundation. So, and within the story, more than half of the people outside the government who met with Hillary Clinton while she was Secretary of State gave money, either personally through companies or groups like to the Clinton Foundation. An extraordinary portion indicating her possible ethics challenges, but see, this is actually against the law. Pay to play, giving a bribe, graft through the Clinton Foundation is what took place, because you have a litany of, not everything could be a coincidence. See what I mean? You can't just have a coincidence that weapons deals to countries that gave increased. It's not just a coincidence that Uranium One officials who gave money received the, Obama gave the green light to for the uranium deal. It's not just a coincidence that $10 billion raised in Haiti is nowhere to be found. It's not just a coincidence that $156 million was given by 85 donors and they met with Clinton. It's not just a coincidence that money flowed into the Clinton Foundation and a Chicago commodities trader was put on a nuclear advisory board. You can't continue. It's not just a coincidence that UBS gave money and then they were hooked up with the IRS. It's not a coincidence that Boeing gave money and that they were given a $3 billion deal in Russia. It's not a coincidence. You can't have all of it a coincidence. It's a pattern of behavior. It's a criminal pattern of behavior. So, the basic allegation here that the majority of people Clinton met with as Secretary of State were Clinton Foundation donors is remarkable, and the implication that the investigation that unearthed this striking fact also revealed ethics challenges is important. But many Americans who already have a negative view of Clinton will see this fact ricocheting through their feeds and appearing on Fox chyrons, and will further entrench their negative views. Yeah, Clinton Foundation and a beneficial outcomes taking place. Only a relatively small handful of people who actually read the story from the beginning to end see that there's no there there. Here we see there's no there there. Hillary Clinton has met with more than 154 people. That's irrelevant. The stark fact highlighted in the AP tweet and social share card is, for starters, totally false. If you read that and thought to yourself that it seems wrong the Secretary of State to be spending so much time in meetings with Clinton Foundation donors rather than talking to U.S. government officials, then you are in luck. To generate the 154 figure, the AP excluded from the denominator all employees of any government. So then when designated social media that out, but how does that exonerate Clinton from suspicion? There's still the $156 million is the issue. It's the enormous amount of money. It's the enormous amount of money. That's the issue. So, even so, the number 154 is preposterously low, as Clinton, but we don't exactly know because Uma Abedin burned her schedule in burn bags. This, by the way, was alongside a private servers outside the United States government, completely autonomous servers. So again, the Vox article does not take into account that she was committing numerous crimes simultaneously. And if you want to say that just meeting with Clinton Foundation donors isn't a crime, fine. But as she was meeting with these people, there was the history of weapons deals that David Sirota brought up in the International Business Times, that he broke that story. There's the issue of the New York Times cash flow to the Clinton Foundation and the Russian uranium deal. And throughout all these, the UBS, Wall Street Journal, Atlantic, UBS gave money, then suddenly she went to bat for them with the IRS. Then there's the issue of her using a private unencrypted server, autonomous, that even the NSA and President Obama didn't know. So you have enough suspicion. It's the Clinton rules actually is, if anyone did what she did, they'd be in jail, or at least under investigation, without, oh, you committed these crimes, but you didn't do it intentionally. Because that's another issue. James Comey and Strzok. Well, Strzok deleted 5 references to gross negligence within the original conclusion, was that she was grossly negligent, which ties directly to U.S. Code 793F. And then you have Weiner's laptop, exactly, with 18 classified emails on Weiner's laptop. And we can go on forever. But if you just read the Vox article, they focus on just this, it's this complete laser focus on one aspect of an overall story. Clinton used an unencrypted server for close to 6 months outside the United States government, eventually put top secret and special access program intelligence there, and deleted 30,000 emails without government oversight, without those emails being reviewed by government agencies to see if they're classified. And then she then went ahead and shoved a laptop in the mail. Okay. So it's like she made a complete and utter mockery of everything. Rudy Giuliani stated just with the public record, there's enough to indict on RICO laws being broken. And he stated that on Fox numerous times, just with the public record. Forget about Carter Page and everything. All they did was spy on Trump since 2015. They found nothing. They never spied on Clinton. Everything is just, oh, well, look, it's not that big of a deal. But regardless of that, the AP social media claims are false, ignoring the well over 1,000 official meetings with foreign leaders and an unknown number of people. Even if that's true, it's still 85 out of the 1,000 gave $156 million. There's not a person on the planet. Okay, there's never been a U.S. government official that has met with 85 people who gave $156 million to their charitable foundation. It's never happened. So that in and of itself is unique. There was nothing inappropriate about the meetings. How do you know? Regardless of the denominator, there's still the fact Clinton had meetings with more than 80 people who also directly or indirectly donated to the Clinton Foundation or related ventures. As the AP puts it, the frequency of the overlap show the intermingling of access and donations. Yeah. With that lead-in, one is naturally primed to read some scandalous material, a case of someone with a legitimately crucial need to sit down with Secretary of State, whose meeting is held up until can produce cash. Then they say, well, look at the extensive case. Mohammed Yunus, a Bangladeshi economist who won 2016 Nobel Prize for pioneering low-interest microcredit, met with Clinton 3 times and talked to her by phone. He pleaded for help in messages and she ordered her aides to find ways to assist him. Okay, that's quid pro quo right there. But how is that just, it's almost just disregarded here. In other words, he's a renowned and beloved figure throughout the West, so not some moneybags getting help from the State Department in exchange for cash. So what? On the level of pure politics, of course, this is exactly the problem with the Clinton Foundation. Its existence turns the banal into potential conflict of interest. How is weapons deals? Well, how is the weapons deal story broken by David Sirota and Andrew Perez, where countries donated and they got exponentially greater weapons deals? How is that banal? JZTV. Thanks for the consistent and insightful updates, Mr. Goodman. Thank you, JZTV. Thank you. Thank you, JZTV. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. So how is that banal? How is that, it's not that big of a deal, ordinary? How is cash, the New York Times, the cash flow to the Clinton Foundation, that is the New York Times verbatim article, cash flow to the Clinton Foundation amid Russian uranium deal. It's the verbatim article title. Verbatim article title. So, but that is, how is that banal? How is the UBS tax issue that Wall Street Journal broke? The Wall Street Journal. And then the Atlantic. You have the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, the Atlantic, and the International Business Times all discussing issues that are not banal. And, you know, in other words, Caesar and us, so its existence turns the banal into potential conflict of interest. I just named 5 scandals that are big scandals, and shutting down is the right call. But the fact remains that this is fantastically banal anecdote. I just named you some fantastically overt scandals. Equally banal is this finding. In December that same year, Schwartzman's wife, Christine, sat at Clinton's table during the Kennedy Center honors. Clinton also introduced Schwartzman, then chairman of the Kennedy Center, before she spoke. Of course, the Secretary of State introduced the chair of the Kennedy Center when she attended. More subsequently, Braun and Sullivan note the State Department was working on a visa issue at Schwartzman's request. One could imagine a scandal here, but the AP hasn't produced one. Was the visa wrongly issued? See, it's not just about visas. And then journalists need to admit when we've that's the thing. It's like this entire article, with all due respect to the author, this entire article omits the overarching, the glaring, like neon light glaring issues surrounding all of this. This is just yet another example of money flowing into the Clinton Foundation, beneficial outcome taking place for, in this case, an economist. But it's part of an overall pattern. So even if the rebuttal is, well, this is this issue is not that big of a deal. He's a beloved economist. You still have, like I said, the weapons deal scandal. You still have the issue of $10 billion raised in Haiti, nowhere to be found. You then have the issue of UBS, Boeing, Chicago Commodities Trader. So you have all of these issues. You have all of these ongoing, pressing issues and scandals and quid pro quo. This is, just listen to, if you don't believe me, listen to the current Attorney General. The current Attorney General. This is the current Attorney General. Okay? This is the current Attorney General, not, anyone else, a pundit. This is the Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, before he was chosen as the AG, and you'll hear him.
Okay, let's talk about the calls for a special prosecutor to look into the Clinton Foundation. What exactly is the smoking gun that Donald Trump thinks warrants?
The smoking gun is that she has a whole bunch of money flowing in many different scandals that are written about by liberal publications. And, oh, by the way, she used a private server outside the United States government and deleted 30,000 emails without government oversight, and also put top secret intelligence outside the United States government on a servers outside the United States government without Obama even knowing.
Most of things, but this
we've seen emails, but where's the there?
Well, the fundamental thing is you cannot be Secretary of State of the United States of America and use that position to extort or to seek contributions to your private foundation.
Yes.
Wait a minute. I mean, that is a fundamental violation of law, and that does appear to have happened.
Where? What?
Anyway.
Where did she
So April Connolly, at this point, it might be easier to just point out the crimes the Clintons aren't guilty of. If Manafort's locked up, lock her up too. April Connolly, exactly. Exactly. And April Connolly, I'm sorry that I had not seen your super chat. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Yeah, and you know the interesting thing here is that Giuliani already stated, "Hey, watch out. It's gonna actually backfire on Mueller. Watch out. Watch out." Giuliani stated that. Rumi Callis. Beautiful name, Rumi. Thank you so very, very much. That's why we love you. You have the brain working overtime. Shameful scandals, LOL. Yes, Rumi Callis. Thank you so very much as always. Rumi, big supporter of this channel and allows me and everybody in the super chat allows me to just speak my mind and, you know, run this channel completely free and able to speak my mind. And Rumi Callis, here's the biggest issue also. One of the biggest issues, Rumi. She has been able to do things that nobody else could get away with. She's like Trump, except Trump does it with his personality. She does it with money and with criminal behavior. So Trump could go ahead and tweet something. Oh my God, how dare you? But they make more about that than the weapons deal issue. I can read, Rumi Callis, you've given me the incentive to go ahead right now before we go to the Sessions. Well, let's finish Sessions. So Rumi, let's finish Sessions, but also the weapons deal scandal is unbelievable. The weapons deal scandal is written by David Sirota, who does not like Trump at all. You have a whole bunch of liberal journalists who are like, oh, there's a scandal, big scandal right here. I'm just going to talk about that and go and focus on Trump. Talk about the scandals, I focus on Trump. But they keep doing that. They keep doing that. UPS, but they keep doing that. And it's when it goes down, it will be the biggest thing to drop in the news. It'll be and Obama and Michelle Obama, Barack and Michelle Obama will then control the Democratic Party. And it'll be bye-bye, Bill and Hillary, bye-bye. It'll take about, I would say, a month to a month and a half for the media to jettison both Clintons. Because they're ready for, even the media is ready to jettison them. They're just like running on fumes right now. But so Rumi, thank you so very much, as always. Thank you, Rumi. So here's Sessions.
Distorted money.
Well, when people think that the way you gain entree is to give to this foundation, why are these people giving money to the foundation? Why are these people in countries that are very poor giving millions of dollars, even hundreds of millions of dollars, to a foundation that doesn't benefit them in any direct way or the people in their country? So they're doing it to gain access, and you cannot pay for access. Last deal was.
So this basically undermines the entire Vox article. They're doing it for access. If you've been in sales, and early on in my life I was in sales, whatever. I mean, financial advisors, sales, all these things. If you're in sales, if they teach you, if you meet with somebody, if you shake their hand, hey, how you doing? Well, let's go ahead. Why don't you consider this? Face-to-face interactions, you're have an exponentially greater chance of closing a deal. On the phone or on the internet, whatever, it's difficult. Face-to-face, hey, look, it's so great to meet with you. Let's just down. Okay. Access is everything. Access is everything. The Clintons' power is basically networking. The problem now is they have nobody. All those spinning plates that they needed, they've all come crashing down. All the people who protected Clinton are now being investigated themselves. So Rumi, thank you so very, very much as always. Thank you, Rumi Callis. Thank you. Rumi, one of the best, one of the most brilliant, beautiful poets in history. So why are the people giving the Clinton Foundation? Why are they giving the money? Why? This is why people don't ask why. With Trump, they ask why, when, how, who. Everything is scrutinized. Everything is scrutinized, and there's no evidence. They're not even accusing him of crimes. But every single possible thing is scrutinized. Every single possible thing is scrutinized. With Trump, every single possible thing is scrutinized. With Clinton, it's, oh my God, damage control. It really wasn't that big of a thing. Don't look at every other scandal and how it pertains to this, just this one thing. And even, and Jeff Sessions even says, and he's the AG now. So, I mean, before, like, I've been playing this clip for months and months and months and months and months, long before the letter formerly known as Q.
Was that this prince asked in the regular order to get access to Hillary Clinton and meet with her. It was turned down. The foundation called and said, in effect, he's given $32 million, and they immediately got access. But that's wrong.
Other than a meeting, maybe that's a handshake. Maybe that's a photo op. Maybe that's a hello, how.
Maybe that's it. See, here's also the issue. Here's the issue, ladies and gentlemen, to all 900 people watching. The issue is this. The lack of suspicion regarding Clinton's overt crimes is a big problem. The lack of suspicion, the complete and utter lack of suspicion is a problem. The lack of suspicion is a huge problem. Because what takes place is she can actually utilize a private server outside the United States government, and nobody will say that she's writing love letters to Putin. If Trump had one deleted email and one server or one email written outside the United States government, they would say that he was planning the demise of the world with Putin. They would not rest. And while other channels, let's say there's millions of viewers, and they're not bringing this up. The Clinton issue and her crimes and the fact that she will eventually be indicted, because that's the writings on the wall. So that's even clearer than her losing. And that's even clearer than the midterms. That'll go, again, Republican, both houses, both chambers of commerce. I mean, chambers of, of Congress. But when it takes place, everyone will be like, oh my God. And then it's the H.A. Goodman, you know, a whole bunch of people said that I was crazy. Well, we're going to see. We're going to see who's crazy. We'll see at the end when it goes down. We'll see. And I'll, you know, get the apologies. And if they, of course, they won't, but the subliminal apologies, and I'll thank them for even apologizing, even when I don't hear the apology. That's how it'll go down.
For you. Where is the evidence that some money was exchanged for a policy?
Well,
weapons deals, UPS, Boeing, Chicago Commodities Trader. It doesn't have to be a policy if it was a beneficial outcome. Uranium One, you know, Haiti. Obviously, not anything beneficial there. It was money, billions, nowhere to be found. So, I mean, that's the thing. So 908 people listen to your attorney general, and I have been playing this long before the letter known as LMNOP.
well,
It was something that happened.
he asked for an investigation. The man wanted access to talk about something. This is very important to people, and they have an agenda. They wouldn't be asking for access for nothing, and they wouldn't be giving $30 million to a foundation that's not relevant to them. They wanted access. They got access, and I think that raises questions. I'm not saying that's a crime at this point, but I think there access to talk about
Happened.
He asked for an investigation. The man wanted access to talk about something. This is very important to people, and they have an agenda. They wouldn't be asking for access for nothing, and they wouldn't be giving $30 million to a foundation that's not relevant to them. They wanted access. They got access, and I think that raises questions. I'm not saying that.
So there you go. There you go. So, and then with Rudy Giuliani, I mean, he is pretty overt. he's going to go ahead and he's going to tell you right now.
My record was about 95.
Here's Rudy Giuliani. And if you don't believe H.A. Goodman, if you don't believe Jeff Sessions, how about Rudy Giuliani? Oh, shoot. Okay, hold on.
And then you got contracts with the state law firm. Big league version of what the Clintons did in Arkansas, where they used the Rose Law Firm. You had to hire the Rose Law Firm. Hillary got paid by the Rose Law Firm, never showed up for work. And then you got contracts with the state of Arkansas. That was class AAA. This is now major league fraud. This is
Quid pro quo.
Yeah, if de Blasio has a pay-to-play system in New York, that's minor league compared to the pay-to-play system. So basically, Hillary Clinton turned the State Department from a State Department into a pay-to-play operation for the Clintons.
I come from the business world. You know what this is akin to? This is akin to insider trading. If you have access.
So check out what Giuliani says now. Horace, I realize legal battles can drag on interminably. That said, when do you feel Sessions will make a move on anyone? I mean, I've always stated, Horace and Rumi, thank you again as always. I've always stated that Sessions is a political animal. And Sessions is waiting for momentum and waiting for political capital and waiting for Nunes and Meadows and the Gomer. He's waiting for everyone to get Gomerized. Slowly but surely, the momentum is turning. He then gets Congress, game even easier. Mueller probe ends, fizzles out. Nothing there anymore. He's just waiting for political momentum. And he's amassing, obviously, with the 757, everything. All the evidence. Cooper sees truth. Also, with Trump, they always assume nefarious motives. Exactly. Never give him benefit of that. Exactly. With Clinton, always assume innocence and coincidence. Exactly. And always give her infinite benefit of the doubt. Exactly. Kinte Giffer. Today I researched McAuliffe. Read Wikipedia. Yep, Terry McAuliffe. Terry McAuliffe. Exactly. And we all know what happened with the anniversary of what's taking place. That's Terry McAuliffe right there. Cooper sees truth. Exactly. Everything's a coinkydink. It's a coinkydink. You can't say she did it on purpose. It's a coincidence. But here's not a coincidence. So this is Giuliani. So Cooper sees truth. This is exactly what you said right now. Check it out.
Information, or you can buy information that the public can't get. That's an insider trading scheme. This is the same thing, is it not?
Well, this is, first of all, it's a clear violation of federal law against conflict of interest, which carries 2 years in prison for every count. And I believe
2 years in prison for every count.
It's a racketeering enterprise.
A racketeering enterprise.
I believe the core crime here is bribery.
Crime of bribery.
And
is Bill Clinton on the hook for this too?
Why do you think she got rid of 35?
Right? He wasn't at the State Department at the time, but he was the carrot that they were dangling.
Yeah, she told us she got rid of the 35,000 emails because they were about yoga. Well, the 35,000 emails were not about yoga. The 35,000 emails were about the connection.
I explain all of this in her deleted emails. So great minds think alike. If you want to read everything there is, almost everything there is to know about the Clinton Foundation, the Clinton email and the Clinton Foundation scandals, both it'll be in Butter top secret emails and Butter deleted emails. Those are on my Amazon books that people are still buying on Amazon. Like I have over 115 5-star reviews. Check it out. It's below in the description section. But check out, Giuliani is listing laws and prison. Now, I don't think she'll ever serve prison, actually, but I know she will be charged. I don't know. It's possible that she could. I'm not making any prediction regarding that. It's possible. We don't know. But she will be charged with the crime. Pick a crime, any crime. So when it happens and it's, it's like, whoa, on that, pick a crime, any crime.
Between the racketeering enterprise, which is called the Clinton Foundation, and the State Department, which was to pay the.
So anyone who was hooked to the Clinton Foundation could be on the hook for.
I believe there's enough evidence now to warrant a full and complete racketeering investigation.
According to Rudy Giuliani, there's enough evidence, and this gets to Cooper C's Truth's point. And thank you again, Rumi. There's enough evidence now, right now, to warrant a investigation, a RICO investigation.
Warrant a full and complete racketeering investigation.
By the way, just when you hear people talking about Charlottesville, just remember that one person who used to be on the left and who's now a Trump voter, one person on YouTube actually debated Richard Spencer from an absolutely, I was from the vantage point that Black Americans, Latino Americans, Asian Americans, America is not just a white nation, that our history and our culture and our nation has benefited greatly from everyone here. I had the opposite viewpoint of Mr. Spencer, Richard Spencer. I debated him, whereas others did not debate him. Check out that. So when people bring up the whole white nationalist, and Richard Spencer was doing his thing under President Obama as well. He only became, that whole thing became an issue because of the whole Trump propaganda from Democrats. Just remember that H.A. Goodman debated Richard Spencer, and I believe won. And in the last 20 minutes, I exposed his ideology is very dangerous. Nobody else did on the left. Nobody else had that debate. And I won that debate, in my view. Rachel, Silence Dugo, thank you. Listening in the bath, so I can't write. I wish I could hear chat. Stay on for another hour, please. I think we have to make that possible. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Rachel, for listening. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. Thank you. Link to Spencer debate right here, ladies and gentlemen. So all you have to do, a RICO investigation already. So H.A. Goodman. So when you hear people pontificating, oh, we must stop the national, how about you stop them with your value system? No. How about you stop them with your value system? No. You don't have any trust in your value system? Okay, that's sad. So I went ahead and here's the debate to all, and please share this debate. Please share this debate because it was two opposing ideologies. So 894 people. Here's the debate again. And especially you're going to hear so much propaganda in the next couple of days about, here's the debate. I represent the side I left better than they represent themselves. I represent the left better than the left could ever represent itself. And I'm a Trump voter now. So that should tell you something about the left. Ebenezer Adams, Horace, if Sessions is saying that indictments must be near passion, this was, Ebenezer, this is during the election. But I agree with you. And indictments are going to take place no matter when. Passion is for the moment and for hot-headed youth. I can wait like a spider, and when it is time, it's time. That's true. Man, spiders, I'm telling you, they just wait. Ebenezer Adams. Fred Torres. Thank you, Fred Torres. Thank you, Fred. Ebenezer Adams, yeah. And that's the thing also, like I'm going to tell you my football analogy. Of course, 30 people will leave right now. But I get these, give these little anecdotes, tidbits of wisdom that, 30 people, 40, they're like, I'm diving it off. But in football, all you need is one good block and you take it to the house. Okay. I know, like, oh, here we go again. In football, just one middle linebacker block, fullback blocks the middle linebacker, take it to the house. So Ebenezer Adams, you're 100% right. Fred Torres, thank you. Cooper C's Truth, thank you so very much. Hillary could be caught sitting on the dead body of her worst enemy, knife in hand, covered in blood, and media would say, she's a hero. She found the body and was clearly trying to do surgery to save it. Pretty much. Yes, Judicial Watch is amazing, Dan Wolf. They are amazing. They just got 100,000 subs. Then they deserve 1 million. They deserve 5 million, really. I hope they get 20 million subs. I mean, my God. Cooper Sees Truth, thank you so very, very much. Thank you so very much, Cooper Sees Truth. So, Rumi Callis, thank you. Ebenezer Adams, thank you. Fred Torres, thank you. Cooper Sees Truth, thank you. It's just, and so that's my thing, you know, you run the ball. That's what Trump is like, running the ball. I know what the whole NFL finding is a whole other story. He's running the ball. You know, 5 yards. 5 yards is a good run. If you can do 4 yards every play, 4 yards, you know, you go 3rd and 2. Okay, the odds are pretty good. Okay. But even if you go 3 yards or 2 yards stuffed, eventually, you get a good back. I mean, a good a fullback block on the linebacker. And that's it. You take it to the house, or an ill-timed blitz. Bad blitz, and boom, take it to the house. And that's the thing. The issue of patience. The issue of patience is one where you have the evidence. It's not even debate whether Clinton committed crimes. She did commit crimes. The server is the most egregious example. And the uranium deal is also the most egregious example. It really doesn't matter what, there doesn't need to be a smoking gun on any of these because there's a pattern of criminal behavior. You cannot say that 1 coincidence, 2 coincidences, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It cannot be 10 coincidences and a private server and putting a laptop in the mail and classified information on Anthony Weiner's laptop. That cannot be. That is not. Also, I'll take it to another level too. It is not sustainable to call people Nazis, to call people supremacists, enablers, all of these things. It is not sustainable. The left is being crushed by the weight of its own corruption and evil. It is not sustainable to constantly attack the Green Party. It is not sustainable to say, no, I'm not going to debate you. It is not sustainable. That does not, because you won't win that way. May 30th, 2018, on RT's Crosstalk, I stated, pink tie and everything. Okay? The pink tie and everything. I stated, it was a blue shirt, pink tie, whatever, that they're going to lose the House and the Senate again. And it's like a lot of these, like they say, like, you know, the whole term sustainable development in you know, the environment. So here is go ahead and share this everywhere. 852 people. HN on Deputy Dog. Thank you. Go ahead and share that. H.A. Goodman versus Richard Spencer. It's already about over 17,000 views. And I have the exact opposite. I have the exact opposite viewpoint as Richard Spencer. And again, here's the, you know, get that to 20,000 views, 30,000, get to 100,000 views. Because when I was on the left, I did more heavy lifting for the left than the left did for themselves. The left was always like, whatever DNC wanted, we're going to pretend. Whatever DNC wanted, whatever Democrats wanted. I was like, no, show spine. Say you're not going to vote for Hillary. She's going to lose anyway. You know, do something for yourself. No, Bernie, don't capitulate. No, Bernie, bring up the fact that your voters were cheated. Okay. It's not sustainable. Exactly. It's not sustainable. Okay? It's not sustainable. And let's see, what other anecdote or tidbits of wisdom can I give? You know, when you engage in what took place, ladies and gentlemen, when Bill and Hillary Clinton came onto the scene, they were very good at marketing. They were very good at networking. They were very good at it was a time in American history where after you had Jimmy Carter and Democrats were absolutely lost. And then you had Reagan, then you had Bush, Herbert Walker, and the country was obviously a lot more conservative than it is now. Then Clinton, both Clintons came onto the scene. Bill Clinton came onto the scene. It went 8 years. Then the country had enough, and then Bush. Then Obama, Bush W, baby evil tyrant. Then you had Obama. And you had a situation where from the time they left office, Hillary senator, Hillary secretary of state, amassed all the power and influence she could possibly get with the server outside the United States government, by the way, as senator as well. So that wasn't her first rodeo with the Senate, with the top secrets, with the server. She used the server as senator as well. And she was privy to classified information there also. She almost certainly put classified information on the Senate server as well. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, is that Hillary Clinton in particular amassed a great deal of influence, power. It all came crashing down with the election loss, not with the cover-up by James Comey, which is an overt cover-up. The guy who was the head of the FBI, he was too stupid to even find intent, and he was stupid enough to say that she was too stupid to intentionally do something that she intentionally did, to commit crimes that she intentionally committed. Then, when she went ahead and lost the election, the roof caved in. Democrats are now trying to do every single thing possible. Every single thing possible to regroup. Oh, no, sorry, to throw mud. Because the base, the core of the Democratic Party is Bill and Hillary Clinton. And they're so full of scandal and corruption and deceit and mud that they look at Trump and they're like, well, what can we say? This guy is a supremacist, nationalist, enabler. He's a boorish guy. Oh, my God. But he's not a criminal. He didn't commit criminal acts. They actually fabricated a scandal with the Steele dossier and with Alexander Dumbo Downer and with the DNC that was not hacked, because if it was hacked, they would have given their servers, all 100 plus, to the United States government. So they didn't do that, obviously, because they didn't get hacked. It's not, So it's like the whole thing was a fabrication with Trump Russia. There's no evidence there. A cover-up, mountain of evidence, swept under the rug. There's a rug on top of Mount Everest. Is that rug up there? That's Clinton. They swept everything under the rug. And at the end of the day, it's coming crashing down. Spinning plates, ladies and gentlemen. Comey, Strzok, McCabe, Lisa Page, Sally Moyer, Bruce and Nellie Orr at the DOJ. BuzzFeed is suing the DNC. BuzzFeed is suing the DNC because the DNC is refusing to give any evidence. Now the intel agencies are going to, I think they're going to testify, or some representatives, they're not going to say anything of value. Interestingly, BuzzFeed is actually doing journalism because it's forced to defend itself from defamation suits. Why? First of all, why would you? Was it Alexei Gubarev and others? They're like, wait, you published something that you said was unverified and salacious. Why would you do that? And we're going to sue you. And then the DNC is like, oh, United States government, help us. But then with Bernie voters, they're like, oh, well, we're a private organization. You can't tell us what to do. Well, which one is it? Which one is it? Are you a private organization? Which one is it? Are you a private organization? Or are you not a private organization? Which one is it? So, you know, it's unbelievable that you have this, you have so much corruption. Then forget about the fact they cheated Bernie Sanders. I mean, that is just part of everything. That's really the heart of the matter here. When you go ahead and you end up cheating, you can't possibly rebound from that. You can't possibly rebound. You can't possibly rebound from the cheating of a candidate in your own primary. It's not even possible. You're going to hear, of course. Thank you, Brandon. Yes, I'm definitely going to go ahead and do that. Mark Meadows, Bruce Orr will be coming to Congress. Yes. So Bruce Orr will be coming to Congress. DOJ official Bruce Orr will come before Congress on August 28th to answer why he had 60-plus contacts with Dossier author Christopher Steele. So this is unbelievable. What is a DOJ employee? You want to say a prosecutor? What's this DOJ prosecutor? What's this DOJ employee under President Obama doing with an opposition research that wasn't even vetted? That was not even vetted. The issue, ladies and gentlemen, the issue was that you're dealing with the Yahtzee won. POTUS has a funny tweet about Nancy today. The Yahtzee won. Let me see it. Thank you, the Yahtzee won, as always. Thank you, the Yahtzee won. So, hold on. Let's see the tweet from Trump. Thank you to Kanye West and the fact that he's willing to tell the truth. One new and great fact: African-American unemployment is lowest ever recorded in history of our country. So honored by this. Thank you, Kanye, for your support. It makes a big difference. So nobody is saying, hey, you know, that's a great, great tweet. Everyone's like, oh my God, you did this. And then, okay, Democrats, please do not just. Oh my God, this is the best ever. Oh my God. See, that's the thing. Oh my God, they don't get how hilarious Trump is. Democrats, please do not distance yourself from Nancy Pelosi. She is a wonderful person whose ideas and policies may be bad, but who should definitely be given a fourth chance. A fourth chance. She's trying very hard and has every right to take down the Democratic Party if she has veered too far left. Oh my God, that's so great. That's so great. That's so great. And my issue here with the NFL issue is this. If players wanted to protest, nobody's saying they don't have a right to protest. They have a right to protest. If they want to pay a fine, they pay a fine. If the NFL wants to fine, I mean, they can probably, the Players Association is already standing up against that. That's what but the thing is, Trump is giving his viewpoint. By the way, there are a lot of African Americans, Latinos who agree with Trump. There's the racism on the left. The fact that there are a lot of people, a lot of African Americans and Latinos who watch this channel who agree with Trump about standing during the national anthem. I wrote a Huffington Post article during the Obama administration defending Colin Kaepernick. But nowadays, like, why are people like? There's no explanation of why the protest is continuing to take place, and if indeed the protest is continuing to take place for a whole bunch of, the same reasons that Kaepernick protested, why isn't there any acknowledgement that the protest took place under Obama? That's the issue. Under President Obama. So, because the Democratic Party is like, oh, well, Trump is this ogre, this crazy person. And, well, wait, did Flint take place under Obama? Yes. You have some Ebenezer Adams, Richard Spencer is a pay-to-play fool with Soros money in his pocket. He is a caricature of what the left wants us to be. Exactly. Well, I mean, and that's the thing, like, Ebenezer Adams, that's the thing. You can't, on the left, they don't have an actual value system, so they have to disparage the character of others. They have to paint everyone as a euphemism. Ebenezer Adams, what about the first Clinton email scandal? I remember that. Someone misnamed a server. It doesn't happen. That was in the 90s. That's right. Wow. And then you have the issue also, Ebenezer Adams, of the reliance, and I talk about this in Butter Top Secret emails, the reliance on outside avenues, outside locations to store information. If you're in the United States government, you should utilize government servers. One would think. That's the problem. That's a big, huge problem. One would think you should utilize government servers. But go ahead. So, ladies and gentlemen, definitely follow me on YouTube, but also, of course, on Twitter, but also Gab. Because so 817 people. Here is the actual link to where I predict on RT's Crosstalk that Democrats will not be able to get the House or the Senate. And could you imagine also, thank you, Eric, is that Gab Mine's been shoot? Exactly. No, I'm not going out on a limb at all. No, I agree with you. I don't think that I didn't oppose Richard Spencer to say what a great person I was. I oppose Richard Spencer because I believe in the power of debate. My whole thing is the power of debate. The only reason I find it noteworthy that I debated Richard Spencer is that nobody on the left will. And that's why I urge Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, which of course nobody on the left listened to me anyway, even when I was on the left. So to debate, but that's the thing. It's like, you can't go ahead and you can't go ahead and you can't go ahead and engage in all of this. You can't engage. You can't say that, well, the Republicans are horrible and Trump is horrible and vote for us when nobody knows what you stand for. I love the fact that Kanye West is so big that he doesn't care about the groupthink in Hollywood. Same with Roseanne Barr also. Like, they just, they don't care. They're big enough to where they don't care. I think that's important. And like I always say, the whole like Hollywood thing is, it's not, once they lose, by the way, once they lose the House and the Senate again, you are going to see a sea change. And it will, oh my God, this is so awesome. I'm looking at something on Twitter. This is amazing. Then you have the whole Jimmy Kimmel, like, I don't get how Jimmy Kimmel always, like, does he not know that even worse things took place under Obama in terms of immigration? Does he not know that Obama deported 2.5 million people using ICE? Does he not know this? And they keep on bringing family separations. Families were separated also under President Obama. Orphaned by deportation is one very famous article written. Lyle Budd, Bill and Hill seem to have been untouchable going back to the cocaine flight. That's right. Lyle Budd. Well, that's the thing. When you've committed so many crimes, Haiti, weapons deal scandal, Uranium One, even Rudy Giuliani says these are all examples of RICO law violation, RICO law statutes being violated. At the end of the day, you can't continue that. It's not sustainable. That's why she'll eventually be charged. Even you heard Sessions, you heard Rudy Giuliani with the actual statutes for the Clinton Foundation. Then there's U.S. Code 793F. So Lyle Budd, there's U.S. Code 793F of the Espionage Act. So let's look at Paul Sperry real quick. So Paul Sperry. Oh my God, the whole thing's running so slow. Paul Sperry is great. Why on earth is this taking forever? This is annoying. Paul Sperry. Okay, so, and then when they get Kavanaugh, when Kavanaugh is confirmed, that'll be just the icing on the cake. I mean, that'll just be like a gut punch. They'll have nothing left. They will have absolutely nothing left. Simpson appears to have given a false testimony, and it was sworn testimony. He raised his right hand on oath. Wow. No. New Glenn Simpson claims about his interactions with Bruce Orr don't add up. Wow. Everyone's lying. Lying like a rug. It is just unbelievable. Chairman Nunes and Goodlack must also call Ed Baumgartner to testify along with Simpson and Mr. and Mrs. Orr about their anti-Trump skullduggery. In 2016, Baumgartner worked with both the Veselnitskaya case and the Clinton Dossier case. Wow, as a fusion GPS researcher. Look at that. You know, pretty much everything they're guilty of, everything they level at Trump, they're guilty of. It's pretty much the case. It's pretty much the case. Everything they're guilty of, I mean, everything that they level at Trump, they're guilty of. It's pretty much the case. And I mean, that's just the way it is. They're guilty of Russian collusion. They're guilty of utilizing social media to swing the election. They're guilty of fake news with the Steele dossier. They're guilty of everything. And it's like, they don't really realize like that they're losing, and they will lose in many ways. Give me your thoughts below. Thank you so very, very much to my super chat. Thank you, everyone. I will be back soon. We'll do this again very soon. About an hour, hour and a half or so. Have a great evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much to my super chat. Thank you. And we hit over 1,000, and it was fantastic. Great, great, great live stream. Great live stream. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you soon.